Welcome to War 7 of Season 28, and we're going to get this one going similar to last war. Funny how that kind of works out, but we're on Path 2 in Section 1. The Control Fury thingamabob, what's it called? Combat Control, something like that. Anyway, we'll see it soon enough. I always forget what that exact node name is, but it doesn't really matter. Strike counter, that's it. Strike counter. Why can't I ever remember that? Anyway, we're going to start off this one with an Emma, and pretty much this one I talked about last war against Kingpin, where I should have maybe used some special ones here. But against this Emma, I was really looking at this point, and I cannot fully dex her SB1. I'll be honest about that. I don't have that good a reaction time. But then you can see there, she's basically never going to enter diamond form. And I'm like, oh, well, this is just awful placement for Emma. Why would you place her here? I don't get it. But you can see here the first part of her SB1 trigger. Sorry about that. The first part of her SB1 triggers my protection as well. So this is just like brutally easy. Honestly, don't put Emmas here. This is just terrible placement. I don't know if she gets kills whenever people bring other champs here, but I don't get it. But so yeah, you can see there that was super easy. This next fight is iHulk. Personally, I don't think this is a very good placement either, because of the power focus 1. His special 1's super easy to evade, so even if you didn't bring in a roll counter, you could really just, as long as you don't get cornered, then the only real worry is whenever you get towards the end of the fight, and whenever he goes immortal, which I suppose is what people are thinking. I have been caught in the immortality area before, but I don't, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Going into this fight, it's pretty much the same strategy as most fights, just fight it normal. With this one, you don't really have to worry about, making sure to bait the special, because the power focus 1, it kind of acts like a power lock in many ways, and as long as you're getting your parries off, then you're fine. You can see here I got most of my parries good, and whenever I didn't, I would just block bait, or I would reparry. And we're entering into where he's about ready to go immortal, so I'm a little bit careful here. And all right, there. So I did time that perfectly. You never know exactly, with Thing, because his he doesn't hit that hard, you're never quite sure whether it will be enough to kill him or not. So you can end up throwing a bunch of lights, and if one of them crits unexpectedly, then all of a sudden he'll go immortal and slap you. So you gotta be careful with that, which I suppose is the reason for him being placed here. If someone does mess that up with all the Furies, then they pretty much be SOL'd. Corvus here, bought him last war. You saw him versus Thing. Thing is just a beastly counter to this man on this node. And he's not too slow either. So, yeah, he's a little slow because of the armor, but it's not that bad. You can see here, I'm trying to keep the Fury from getting started too quickly until I have got the my rock stacks a little bit higher, because he's been a little stubborn about letting me get my parries in. But there, we finally got it going, and now it's pretty much just time to go ham. Try to dex out his specials. I don't really try to punish them normally, just because is a little bit dangerous. I've been caught on those. Like, sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. I don't remember if I ever tried to punish one. Yeah, the safer route is to just never worry about punishing his SB1. I don't think I mentioned that last war. He was a lot stingier about throwing the SB1s last war. Yeah, I was able to push him to SB2 quite often. I prefer to push him to the SB2 just because it's lets you keep him in his corner more rather than trying to bait all the time. And also it's punishable, like reliably punishable. 1 dex for the first part, 1 dex to make sure you don't get hit by the second part, because you can't outrange it. It can go the whole screen. And then that's pretty much it. You can go right in and punish it, which is really nice. Now, I could have thrown my special 3 here, but I forgot what I saw sometime, but someone like tried to kill a corpse. I think it was a duped one. Might have been a legacy, and he threw his SB3, but because the glaive charges, he didn't die or something, and so he was able to throw off a special 3 of his own. And I don't remember if it was legacy or someone else. I watched someone do it. I don't know. It just stuck in my mind for some reason. Corvus can really mess you up that way. Going into section 2 here, these first 2 fights are just boring cakewalks. Originally, my assigned team was Rulk and Thing. Use Thing here, use Rulk for white mags, and then Modok mini. But I had the +1, and I thought, well, who am I going to really use? And so the one of the better synergies for Thing, in my opinion, is bringing Torch, where anytime rock stacks expire, they automatically get turned into those passive furies. It makes things a little bit less worrisome on things, in my opinion. And so yeah, I brought him, and then I was like, well, at this point, the war was already done, and the reason for that is we left 49 up for the boss because it's a Weapon X boss. And Mike Karate Mike took that with his ghost, and the hazard shift actually helps for that one because it gives higher damage, and it makes it a soloable fight. I don't know if you can solo Weapon X with ghost with the without that up, because you need that extra damage. So yeah, the rest of the war is done on for the most part, and I'm just here wrapping it up. So yeah, I've got that Torch, and he's got a pre-fight, so that's my long-winded explanation of why I'm going to use Torch's pre-fight on a white Magneto. Like, that's not a hard fight. Why are you using Torch's pre-fight? It's like, that's just where it ended up working out. He was originally a backup for anything that needed to go down, along with the synergy for Thing. And then whenever everything's like, well, you can use them wherever you want, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to use them on the mini where I'm going to use Roll. I'm not going to use them on Colossus where there's the bleed. So use them on White Magneto. All right, this fight, there's nothing on this fight. Just don't hit their block. It's pretty much all there is to it. Probably some better placement would be, someone who auto blocks a lot, like an Iron Man Infinity War, or Mole Man probably wouldn't be bad placement here, but they probably do better elsewhere. But it is what it is. Here I was just trying to build up my heat charges a little bit because they were falling off a little bit too fast for my taste. And then I prefer to get him to the special 2 because his special 1's just like Magneto's special 2, and that's a pain in the butt to evade, but super easy fight. And yeah, so going into this next fight, I've heard some people enjoy watching this fight. It's Modok on 49, and they're like, well, this is I forgot what comment was, but it's basically like, yeah, that's a real entertaining fight to watch because you're just like, how bad is this gonna go? Well, this fight's gonna go bad. It's like, I can never get a clean one out of this fight. It's never clean, and for some reason, never clean. But if I don't die, then I'm happy, and that's all I care about. Keep the death out of it, and it's like, good job. So, going into this, same strategy as usual. You know, I'm just gonna heavy bait, then try to get some openings through intercepts and whatnot. And there we go. And he throws the SB1 and crits on almost every single freaking part of it. Like, come on, dude. Like, see, the thing is whenever you intercept like I did, it breaks the block, and the force shield will go down. You can look at some of my other fights against him and see how that works. And it's like, come on, man. Like, ugh. So yeah, I was a little bit annoyed, but hey, you know, let's get through this. That critical hit on the SB2, I did not know Modok's SB2, those wheels could crit through the block. And that took out a lot of my damage. I was originally planning on just freaking blocking that thing, and then I saw that thing, and I was like, oh, crud. So that's a fair warning for anyone out there. If you're fighting Modok, his SB2 can crit through the block. Something I did not know. No. Hey, but some sketchy fights, but we got through it all. And up to 38 kills now. 95% solo rate. PR rank is at 5. I can get that a little bit. Overall in 4 Loki, though, it's at 13. Ain't bad. Ain't bad. So, yeah, y'all have a good one.